Hello everybody, I am Omega Recon Gaming and welcome to my, you know, top worst anime list. Now, let me stress that this is my opinion, mine. There are good anime, there are anime, and there are bad anime. Um, Now let me stress that some of these anime on this list are here because they failed my 3-episode test. And what is my 3-episode test? Well, if you haven't heard, there is a 3-episode test. If the show is not good within 3 episodes, it fails the test, which means you do not have to continue watching it. And I am a firm believer in this test because many of the shows that I've watched are great shows that I've picked past the 3-episode tests. Now, there are some that flew under the radar, and I'm regretting. Now that I've stressed this, some of these shows I have only watched 3 episodes. So because I already said they, failed the 3-episode test. So I have not seen them all the way to completion. In my opinion, a story should have a good beginning, middle, and end. If it cannot start off good, why should I keep watching? That's like telling me I should go watch the middle Harry Potter movie or the middle Star Wars movie and just skip the rest of them. No, that's stupid. With that out of the way, let's get on. So I'm going from best to worst. So, top 10. Let's get this started. So, I didn't see this show. This one show I did not see at all. And if you don't want to include it on the list, it's fine. This show irks me for many reasons. Well, mostly 2 to 3. I fucking hate the character designs. And I hate the meme that the show. Basically, take Dragon Ball. Take the faces of the main characters from the show, plop it on. Funny? No. It's not funny. It's not funny. And, memes are memes. I mean, I get it. It's subjective, whatever. But it's still going. And it's not funny. That's why it's so low on this list. Because, I never saw the show. And from what my friends tell me, it's a comedy show. And I'm like, oh my god. I'm okay. So yeah, I didn't see it. So it could be good. It could not. Who fucking knows? But all I know is whenever I see these things, it irritates me. Or characters, I should say. Things. Anyway, moving on. Number 9. Sword. Nope. Well, yeah, it's Sword Art Online. I was back and forth whether I should put this on the list, but it is. Disclaimer, the first time I watched this show, and I watched it all the way through, I liked it. Then I realized, when I watched some videos on it, people talking about it to see what they thought, and then I realized the flaws of the show. There's some good things of this show, okay? There are some good things. But, in the end, I can't like it. The animation's good. The soundtrack is good. Some things of the plot interest me. Like, at the time, being trapped in a video game, where, if you die for real. That's interesting. And the whole, 3rd season with, the Gun Gale arc, which I thought was a great arc. And I still think that's a great arc. I think it's called the Vanishing Bullet arc or whatever, but you get my point. And I hated the 2nd season. I still watched it all the way through, but it's just, ugh. the characters, man, like, they're just bad, man. Kirito is probably the worst out of all of them, but man, whew, yeah. Uh, let's just move on. I just can't be bothered. Next one, Fairy Tail. Now, I did watch a lot of the show, like I think like 3 to 4 seasons, and then I just kind of just trailed off on watching it because I got bored. And I do like a lot of the characters, but that's it. That when they're just it's there's not really a overwhelming like good plot in my opinion. I just didn't. It was good for a while, and then it just, as I said, trailed off, and I just stopped watching it. I liked a lot of ideas, like the keys that Lucy had to, summon, you know, creatures or whatever. And I like Natsu and God, what was her name in the armor? Who could change her armor and sword stuff? That was cool. I can't remember her name. It's escaping me right now. But yeah, there's a lot of great ideas. It just trailed off. Moving on. Citrus. This show irks me. I've gone on a whole live stream thing with my friend Caligo45 on why this show irks me. But for the sake of this video, I'll briefly go over it. This show passed my 3-episode test. And it just unbelievably just careened. The show does have good animation, but what aggravates me with the show is its themes. And they're I'm okay with whoever you love. If you love, same sexes, that's fine. Whatever. It's, you do you. But I have a thing about incest. It's wrong, and it's illegal. And yes, they're stepsisters, but they consider each other family. So it's still incest. And okay, if you were to take that thing out of the show, there's still problems, like the sexual assault. Sexual assault is never okay. Especially when it happens almost every single episode. I'm not joking. Literally. Every episode, pretty much. That's bad. That's really... I can't even understand why Crunchyroll advertises this show so much. It's just... ugh. Yeah, me and my friend Matt watched the show together, and he's just like... He just looked at me, I was like... When we were watching the show, multiple times, he was just like... He just didn't know what to say. He's like... I could see it on his face. And when we discussed it and made fun of the show... When we watch anime, even some of our favorite animes like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Naruto and stuff like that, we're making fun of the plot holes, which there are a lot. Like, you know what? I've already went over that in a separate video. So if you really want to know why I hate Citrus, go watch that. Basically, there's a lot of themes, and it had potential, and it just went right off a cliff. So yeah, moving on. Konosuba. It also passed the 3-episode test, but it's not. It's a comic-based show, a comically show. Like it's based on whether its jokes live or die. When the jokes hit, yeah, they're pretty funny. But when they die, whew, they die. And man, like, it started off pretty interesting. And then it just kind of, like Fairy Tale, kind of just, the guy, he gets sent to this place. And then he just, instead of, finding a way out of it, he, which he wanted to do at the start, he kind of just stops. And basically the main jokes, is that, his teammates are unreliable. Ha. Ha. Anyway. So yeah, that's my like, the show looks great, honestly, and there's a lot of good sight gags, but man, it just fell apart. Now, from this point further, it's nothing but shit. Now, these next 4 on my list, I think. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, these next 4 failed the anime test. So, let's get to them. Hunter x Hunter. Boring. I pretty much forgot pretty much everything I saw in it, and that's pretty bad. I mean, the show left that little of an impact on me, and if it gets better later on, I don't care. It failed through. It wasn't good from the start, and if it's not good from the start, why should I just put more time on it? If I don't know if it could be getting better. If it doesn't show potential at the beginning, how do I know it's going to get better later? So, yeah. Moving on. My Hero Academia. Now, honestly, Hunter x Hunter and My Hero should be swapped. You know what? And let's say we'll do that. Because at least My Hero Academia has good animation. Like, really good. But man, it as well is so freaking boring. I don't care if it gets better. I've heard from my friends over and over and over and over and over and over that it gets better. But I don't care. It's boring at the beginning. And as I said before, if it can't get me interested in the story, why should I keep going? That would be, you know what? That would be like someone telling me, oh, One Piece gets good in episode 800. And I'm like, okay. So you want me to go through 800 episodes before? No. That's stupid. Moving on. Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. No. I'm going to put these all together. JoJo. JoJo's going to be... Let's switch these around again. JoJo. Failed the 3-episode test. But here's why. For this one specifically. It's not only boring. I hate the main characters. I hate the animation. And basically, I hate how people look at this show. The premise, which my friends told me, is that each season is a new JoJo. And I'm like, okay. He's like, so watch this season. And then they're like, watch this season. I'm like, why can't I watch it from the beginning? It's like, because this one's the best. I was like, but when I start a show, you start from episode 1, not from season 4. Like, what kind of argument is that? I don't care if it gets better later. I do not care. If it is not good from the start, I will not watch it through the rest. I don't care. In my opinion, I don't like JoJo. I don't like the animation. I don't like the characters. They're assholes. And there's a right way to do assholes. Kaiba, Chaz, Gary, Paul. Let's see. Frickin' what's his face? It's like the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. Oh my god. Ryuk, that's his name. I can't believe I forgot. Yeah. But those are likable assholes. Dio or Dia or whatever their fucking names were, they're fucking boring. And they're assholes, and I don't like them. And the animation sucks. I don't care what you say. I just don't like it. Moving on. Number 2. Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. Now, I should make this a point. This is what JoJo should have done if people want to make the argument that JoJo is a different... If they should make each JoJo season a different season. Like, a different show, just like Yu-Gi-Oh! Does. Like, when they want to start a new story, just do it a new... Like, give it a new name. Like, JoJo... I don't know, the flaming gun art, or the flaming gun, I don't know, it's just something, like what Yu-Gi-Oh! Does. There's the original Yu-Gi-Oh!, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, Yu-Gi-Oh! V-Rains, all of them are different stories. They all focus around card games, and some are better than others. But, I rate them on their own merits. So, when Arc 5 came out, I was excited. Because I was like, oh man, a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Thing? Woo! Because I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I am a huge fanboy of Yu-Gi-Oh! I love all the seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh! Except this one. This one, it is so wrong. It is so bad. It made me want to quit in the first episode. It's that bad. That bad. The main character cheats in the first episode. I get the main characters tend to cheat, or, they don't follow the cards or whatever or something. But no. Yuya cheats in the first episode. In a tournament full of thousands of people, he invents pendulum summoning without knowing how to do it. And later, he's like, oh, I don't know how I did it. I just kind of did it. Really? Really? So, besides pendulum summoning ruined Yu-Gi-Oh! So hard that it made so many players quit. It almost made me quit Yu-Gi-Oh! It was that bad. That bad. So, what's also wrong with Arc 5? I hate the main character. Whether it's his sub voice or his dub voice. His dub voice is even worse. But from Yu-Gi-Oh! Who has a show of almost all... I love the dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! Pretty much everyone is a winner. But man, did they slum it for Arc 5. But the plot is dumb too. Also, the main character, I hate him. Not just his voice. I hate his whole premise. He is a clown duelist. A clown duelist who uses fucking dancing hippos. Dancing hippos as his main monsters, as well as Odd Eyes Dragon, which is the shittiest looking dragon I've ever seen. Shame. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragons are always something to look forward to. Blue Eyes White Dragon, his ultimate dragon. Frickin'. Okay, it's a machine dragon, but Cyber End Dragon. Frickin'. Red Eyes Black Dragon. Stardust Dragon. Red Eyes. Red Dragon Archfiend. Rainbow, Crystal Beast, Rainbow Dragon, freaking, what's, her monster, Black Rose Dragon, Black Wing Dragon, anyway, you get the point that a lot of the dragons in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are iconic. They're greatly designed. Odd Eyes, I can't even call you a dragon. Your wings are just pointy sticks. Pointy fucking sticks. And this design is garbage. Garbage. Oh, you know what the worst thing about this show? If you could ignore everything, the action cards. These are the worst gimmicks I have ever seen in Yu-Gi-Oh! Worse than Pendulum itself is the action cards. I don't know whose bright idea it was to do action cards, but you fucked up. You fucked up royally. Let me explain action cards. Let me give you a situation. Yuya is dueling this dude, this Arnold Schwarzenegger ripoff dude. He tells his monster, which is stronger, to attack his monster. His hippo monster. So, Yuya, whatever his name is, activates. So he starts. Does he have a trap card face down to stop the attack? No. Does the special ability stop the attack? No. How does he stop it? With action cards. He goes around the stadium. There is a indoor thing where they can run around and grab these little action cards. And he uses this action card to evade the attack. I'm going to repeat that for you. He grabs a card in like a tree, pulls it down, activates it to evade an attack. Really? Really? And I've heard from people that the show gets better, and I just give them the look. I'm just like, you're okay with action cards? I could literally forgive everything else. I cannot forgive the action cards for how stupid they are. I can't. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. This show did so wrong in the first episode, I didn't want to keep watching it. I did for 3 episodes because I give everything a fair test. Didn't get better. It got worse too. I was like, okay, what? So he's like, Yuya's just like, okay, he knows how to do it, so like, well, I didn't think of that. I was like, oh, because I was like, all right, you know what, fine, you know what? I let the first episode pass. I was angry, and I took a break after that because that episode made me so angry. I was like, maybe it gets better because people tell me it gets better. I'll give it 2 more episodes. Next episode, Yuya, or whatever his name is, how do you do it? Because people are asking him to teach him how to do it because nobody knows how to do it. Even the Arnold Schwarzenegger wrap up is like, what is he doing? And I'm like, he's cheating. That's what he's doing. Referee, stop this man. He's cheating. But no. No. You people thought car games on motorcycle were stupid. First of all, that's not stupid. It's insane. But it's not stupid. It's kind of like, no, it's just, in my opinion, it's cool. You know what? These motorcycles for the most part drive themselves. It's basically, you're basically going at high speeds and you're collecting, speed counters in order to activate speed spells. But in this show, in 5Ds, there are 2 ways to play. In 5Ds, there's speed duels, and there are normal duels where they're standing with dual discs and playing normally. And then spells activate normally. They don't need, So, I'm not as angry. And plus, the duels are great in this show. I love Yusei. I love Jack. I love Akiza. No, I hate Leo. But, okay, aside from Leo, who's the worst character out of all of them, and really annoying. I love Carly. I love Crow. I like Goodwin. It just mystifies me that people were like, well, 5Ds was... I was like, no. 5Ds had a great story. It had great characters. It had great music. Had a great intro. And and the visuals were great. The monsters were great. And I finished it all the way. It was one of the Yu-Gi-Oh shows where I watched it from beginning to end. Because at that point in time when 5Ds came out, I was, watching, shows to completion. Like, when I was a kid, I didn't watch shows to completion. I kind of just watched whatever was on. I didn't really make an effort to, go watch. I just kind of watched whatever was on. So, if a new episode was on, I'd watch it. But I wouldn't search it down. Depending on, the show. Anyway. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I love GX. I love 5Ds. Zexal's okay. And I love V-Reigns. I hate Arc 5. It made me hate Yu-Gi-Oh! In the first episode. And you have done wrong. Arc 5 was so bad. Like, the pendulum was so bad that even Konami apologized on how broken Pendulum made the game. So, V-Reigns is basically the fix for it. And V-Reigns was honestly really good. And they're still dubbing Arc 5 right now, which really sucks because I want V-Reigns to get a dub already because V-Reigns is so good. So, all is not lost for Yu-Gi-Oh fans. I honestly think... Oh, and so my friend Matt was like... He's like, that in the later season of Arc 5... He doesn't watch the show, but he reads up on stuff. He's like, they have, like, Crow shows up, and Alexis, and certain characters from old shows show up. And I'm like... In Arc 5, I'm like... No, they don't. And he's like, oh, yeah, they do. And I'm like, I don't believe you. And he's like, he showed me. I was like... I just couldn't... I was just like... At that point, I'm like... You are so out of ideas that you're just ripping characters from old shows. I mean, Really? A show where a kid is swinging the action and fucking he's a clown brings characters from old I, I, shame. 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 Let's just move on to the last one of this list because I'm just getting frustrated. My number one most hated anime, and why I started following the 3-episode list, was so I would never, ever repeat the mistake that happened with School Days. I hate School Days. In my opinion, School Days is a 0 out of 10. I have never given anything a 0 out of 10. Not even Nicktoons Unite. The game which I hate the most in my life. I hate this show. I hate every single fucking thing about it. This show is so bad. So bad. I was in a bad mood for 3 full days. Yeah. That bad. Literally, I didn't want to leave my bed because of how unclean and upset this show made me. 3 full days. It's pretty bad. It looks terrible. The plot is terrible. The main character, I want to shoot that bastard. I hate him with every fiber of my being. Fuck him. Fuck him. He ruined. He is the worst. I hate him. Every fiber of my being. I just wanted to choke that guy. If you want to know how to make a character bad, or a bad asshole, like one of the worst in the world, School Days. I hate this show. I hate it so much. I hate every single thing. I hate the plot. I thought it was going to get bad. Like, I was like, I don't know why. I don't know why I thought it was going to be good. That's why when I was and then I watched reviews, I was like, other people gotta know about this show. So I looked up and yeah, people agree with me. This is one of the worst shows I've ever seen. Like, that's amazing. This show will forever, in my opinion, probably be the worst show. It will be an achievement to be worse than School Days. I can't imagine. I can't imagine a worse show than School Days. If it can get worse than School Days, sends shivers, man. Like, imagining something worse than that. Just thinking about it, it puts a pit in my stomach. Oh, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I hate it so much. I don't just dislike it. I hate every single episode. And somehow, it managed to get worse and worse as it went along. How? Fuck that show. That's all I have to say. Just fuck that show. This is the worst. The worst of the worst. This list may change over time as new anime come out, but with such great anime that we have now and such the tools available to people, you really have no excuse to make shit. Or at least as bad as some of the, the higher shit on this list. You really have no excuse, because if you have no inspiration to make a new show, don't do it. That simple. If you know, oh, it's. I mean, I just look at these great shows that we have now and back then at the time, and I'm just like, even at the time, School Days was unexcusable. Even now, it's now even worse. But at the time, it was still unexcusable. When I saw it for the first time, and when I watched it again recently, because I was like, maybe I was too harsh on it. I only made it to 3 episodes in, and I was like, nope, it's still bad. Nope, it's still bad. Nope, it's still bad. And that's why the 3 episode test has not failed me. Except for, you know, the very few times it has. Very few. But in the end, this is all my opinion. You may agree, you may disagree, but in the end, it is my opinion. So, what are your top 10, maybe you have more, animes that you hate? Animes that you dislike? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? You know, you may disagree, but I'd like to hear what you have to say. So, in the end, enjoy anime, because whether it be good or bad, it's entertainment. Yes! No, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all next time. Fuck School Days.